Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, hey, I'm going to talk about a subject that on some selling books that you probably see a lot of and maybe you ignore, and there's opportunity there if you get them at the right price and follow some of these tips. So the concept is, can you make money or can you resell the quintessential romance book sets? This is like the Harlequin romance, or there's just independent publishers of the non-Harlequin series, but just these romance books. Can you sell those, and can you do it in such a way that you can make profit on it? So I'm gonna tell you why I've thought about doing this video, and I have sold these successfully in the past, but I'll show you why, and then I'll give you some tips and some how-tos, and to make sure that if you go this route, that it'll pay off for you. So, hey, before we jump into that, say thank you. Thanks for the channel support, all of the longtime viewers. If you're new to the channel, appreciate it too. Just hit that subscribe button. Comments are appreciated, and it's good for the community. And hey, you guys keep watching, and we'll just keep making videos, see what happens. So, all right, so let's get back at hand. So, I have sold romance books, Harlequin romances, just regular romance books in the past, to great effect. I have sold them for really good profit, and I'm going to give you the tips for it. But first, here's why I thought about doing this video. I'm going to do some insets. I went to an estate sale, and I had seen that there were all these books. I thought they were romance books. You'll see in the insets, room after room were full of these books. And the issue was, they started off wanting $1 each for paperbacks, right? And it was the last day of the sale, so they were down to 50 cents, and they had this little thing on their sign that said, we'll make deals for bulk. But here's the first tip on these if you're selling. You have to get them super cheap. Like, I'm talking 5 cents a piece, 10 cents tops. Do not see this video and go out and pay 50 cents, $1, even a quarter a piece for romance books. It's too much of your profit margin, because these things sell. The second tip, just letting the cat out of the bag, when you get right to it, is to sell in lots. You don't sell these onesie-twosies. You put them together, and you sell them with 30, 40, 50 at a time, even 100 at a time. And when you do that, you can get anywhere from 75 cents to $1.50 each for them. Is kind of what they happen, because here's the deal. A lot of people, the people that read romance novels, they're really prolific readers, man, and these romance novels a lot of times read really fast, and it's nothing, I think, for readers of these to read one of these a day or every other day, so they can really churn through them, right? So selling them in lots is the way to go, just because of the value of the books. That you can sometimes see these new, like at Walmart or something like that, for $3.99, $4.99, $5.99 editions. They just don't have big resale value. So you have to get them cheap. You have to get them in lots. But the sale I went to, it was, full and open disclosure, I did not get those, but I have sold these in the past. But I thought about going back. It was the last day, but the sale was going to go on to like 3 o'clock. It was raining. I probably could have made her a deal and tried to get them. But even though it's starting at that price, I just don't know that I could have gotten them down to a nickel a piece. I could have at the end, just because they just had so much stuff left and didn't want to deal with them, right? I mean, but there were hundreds of them. So that gets into the downside of doing these. And I've got some more tips too, but on the pro side. But on the downside, when you sell these as lots, it takes up a lot of space. So what I recommend is you decide what you're going to sell, take photos of them, group them together, put them in saran wrap, whatever, and go ahead and get them ready, get them in a box and get them ready to ship, okay? So that they're not just scattered all over the place. But even then, the volume of them can be detrimental. And for me, that was the big thing. Even if it was just kind of the circumstance of the day and the timing. I was there in the morning. I didn't want to come back and where they were, but I didn't want to deal with the weather. But for me, it was really a space thing too. But I do think there were probably several $100s to be made on those from that sale. So kind of recapping and adding to some other things. So first is, you got to get them at the right price. Do not pay over a dime for these. Pay like 5 cents each. You have to sell them in bulk, right? And when you sell them in bulk, you're shooting for anywhere between 75 cents to $1.50 a piece. The other thing you can do is you can group them by author or style. For example, one time I had a friend of my mom's had given me a bunch of old Harlequins, like from the 70s, and so I was able to, you can sell them by that kind of style. There's certain ones of these that sell like suspense or, cowboys or, medieval times. So you could segregate them sometimes by, hey, these are the suspense romance novels. These are historical fiction or historical romance novels. These are medieval. And that's actually where I've had the biggest success selling these. And I'll just show you, here's a couple of examples I just had in some, a box of stuff that I've got to go through. I can't even believe I still had these. I've got a box I need to list. But these are what are called historical romance. And if you look on the sides, they'll say historical romance on them. If I can find a big box of historical romance, especially medieval historical romance, they bring more money. And put them together as that subject matter. Might even be able to get something like $2 a piece for those if you're selling historical romance in the medieval kind of, niche or niche, maybe as you say if you're fancy. It's niche if you're from Alabama. It's niche if you're from anywhere else. So anyway, that's another tip. Segregate, deal with author or style, but also the historical romance will sell. Now, the reason I had these is my library had done this thing where, and to show you the price, they had bags, and it had like 25 historical romance novels, $1. So like I got a bag of historical romances for $1. I put them together, I list them, I ask 20 or 25 bucks for them, and I've got $1 in them, and it's a quick sale, right? And it's not like hundreds of them. So that's how I do it. When I see it, it's not the type of thing that I actively do, but hey, when you see cool, you buy cool. And if the opportunity presents itself where you can spend $1 or $2 and turn that into $20, $25, or $30, that's what we're in for, right? Profit. It's an easy way to make profit, with the caveat of it, they do take space, and you have to have the boxes and the space, to ship them. And that is the biggest caveat, is, just the space. So, all right. So my advice to you is on this, just in summary, is first off, do not go crazy on this category. However, if you see them, especially any of them, really, Harlequins, but especially historical romance, and you see them for the right price, I'm talking like 5 cents a piece type prices, pick them up, put them together in a big lot, list them. If you got hundreds of them, maybe you can segregate them by style or author and sell them in book lots. You'll make some good return on your money if you get them at that right price. Please do not overpay for them. But if you see them, hey, don't ignore them. If they're in bulk, you can, and you get them good, you can turn a good profit. That's why I say I kind of went back and forth on the sale that I went to. I was like, man, I think there's several $100s here, I think, to be made. And I think that they're getting tired of dealing with this, but it just didn't work out. And I've got plenty of other stuff I've got going on, and it just wasn't worth it for me on that particular hit. One of these days, I am going to go into a place like that, and it's going to be bookshelves just like that, but it's going to be full of science fiction. I've been doing this for, over 20 years, and that hasn't happened yet, but that's going to happen. And in that same sale, I'm going to find one of the old 1980, 1981 Milton Bradley Dark Tower games. It's going to be on the shelf too, and nobody's going to have bought it. And I'm going to get like hundreds of sci-fi books and a Dark Tower game. And when that happens, I'm probably just going to quit. I'm just going to say, that's it. That's the panacea. I'll never, get past that. So, but I'm still on the lookout. Right now, I'm getting like, Harlequin romance novels and, polka music or something when I see big boxes of stuff like that. So anyway, see cool, buy cool. That's the pointers. Buy them in bulk, get them at the right price. You got to organize them by subject matter, like medieval or cowboy or whatever, but the medieval historical sells really good, and pay attention if they're historical fiction on the side. historical romance, and you can actually list them as historical romance. So, and the cons are it takes up too much space if you're constricted, you don't have much space, or you're the big boxes. So that's it. Hopefully you guys find that handy, and we'll talk to you soon. Remember, see cool, bye cool. Talk to you soon. Bye.